Hi friends, welcome back to new session. In this session, I am just going to start Transformers previous gate problems. So before watching this video, I sincerely request you, please watch all lectures which we already discussed. If you are very familiar with the videos which I discussed, then you can solve problems without any doubt. Okay, suppose without watching concept videos, without watching previous videos, if you directly come and watch your gate problems, it will be difficult for you to follow. Okay, so please try to watch previous lectures, so thereby you will be having some concept. With that concept you can start discussing previous gate questions. Okay, so let me discuss previous gate questions, guys. And one more thing, let me ask you, or let me say something to you. See guys, previous Transformers previous gate questions, if you see this, I provide as a PDF file. I just provide a link in the description. I just provide some link in the description. Please try to click that link. You can open Transformers previous gate questions. You just try to download that. Okay, just try to take a printout of that. Just try to keep that hard copy in front of you, so that it will be easy for you and for me to interact. Because if you are having readily with hard copy, if I say question number 1, you can directly see question number 1 in your PDF, in your Xerox, okay, in our printout, whatever. Okay, so if I ask you question number 2, you can see directly question number 2 in our printout. Okay, please, I request all of you, try to download the Transformers previous gate questions from the link I provided in the description, and just try to take printout of that, and just try to take just try to keep in front of you, and you can interact. In the meanwhile, please try to watch previous lectures, then it will be easy for you to follow problems. Okay, thank you. Now please see, now what I am saying is, let me see first question number 1. Question number 1, it was the question asked in GATE 1998 for 1 mark, guys. The laws of electromagnetic induction, in bracket he has given Faraday's and Lenz's law, are summarized in the following equation, like that he has given. Very simple. He is asking indirectly, what is the equation which contains Faraday's law and Lenz's law? That's it. If you see option number A, he has given E equals IR. Option number B, he has given E equals L dI by dt. Option number C has given E equals minus d psi by dt. Option D has given none of this. Okay, so let me see, very simple thing. Guys, as I told you, it is a question asked in 1998 for 1 mark. According to Faraday, which we already discussed, there should be rate of change of flux linkage between conductors and EMF, then only EMF will be induced in a conductor. That means E proportional to d by dt of n pi. This is regarding Faraday. Okay, if there is rate of change of flux linkage, n means number of turns of a conductor, pi means flux, n pi means flux linkage. So if there is rate of change of flux linkage, then EMF will be induced in a conductor. That is given by Faraday. Okay, and see guys, why if I write this equation like this, E equals to minus d by dt of n pi. Very simple. This minus is due to Lenz's law, which already discussed in Lenz's law. That's why I asked you to follow previous lectures. There on separately on Lenz's law video I just made. So there clearly I told. So please try to watch that. Not only Lenz's law video, if you see EMF equation, so those videos if you see, then you can understand. You will be having some idea. I explained static EMF, self-induced EMF, mutual induced EMF, all those things. So those videos also you have to watch. It will be easy for you to understand. So very simple. According to Lenz's law means what? Here effect opposes changes in cause. Suppose here, because of this pi, you will be having EMF induced, not only in primary winding as well as secondary winding, whatever. Okay, that means this becomes what ma effect, and this pi becomes what ma cause. Okay, so that means effect opposes changes in cause. So to show that opposition, I am just keeping here minus symbol. Minus due to what I can say, Lenz's law. So here n pi means what? N means number of turns, as I told you. Pi means flux. N pi means flux linkage, can be represented with a psi. Okay, so ultimately E equals minus d psi by dt. Option C is the right answer. Okay, now let me study question number 2 in your Transformers previous gate questions PDF file. Please let me study the question number 2, guys. So please everybody try to watch try to see question number 2 in your Xerox or printout, whatever. The core of a two-winding transformer is subject to magnetic flux variation as indicated in the figure. So he has given variation of flux like this. So pi in Weber, time in second, 0 to 1 increasing slope, 1 to 2 constant slope, 2 to 2.5 reducing slope. This is the flux he has given to the transformer core. Very good. And he has given one more figure also. So here in this figure he mentioned like this. Please mention like this. It's a winding, PQ winding having number of turns 100. So RS winding having number of turns 200. So plus he mentioned here, minus he mentioned here, plus he mentioned here, minus he mentioned here, and he said it's a ERS voltage, it's a EPQ voltage, and he has given a direction of core flux as like this. So he kept dots like this. He kept dot like this. Okay. And guys, before proceeding to question, before solving this question, let me take whatever the explanation we just made in the previous lectures. Okay. So see guys, I told you, I don't know how many of you remember, in types of magnetic coupling, one topic is there I told you. So you can take this end as a front end, because winding, if you see, winding is going from front side of the transformer core, that's why I can take this one as a front end. Winding is going from back side of the core, this end can be taken as a back end. Okay, similarly here this one back end, not front end, it's a back end, because the winding is coming from the back end of the core. Okay, and winding is leaving from front side of the core, this becomes a front end. Okay, front end. And I told you, I don't know how many of you remember, so please try to refer the types of magnetic coupling. There I told you, in our discussion we assumed front end as a beginning end. We assumed front end as a beginning end. Wherever beginning front end is there, just write beginning end there. Front end is here, beginning end. We assumed back end as a ending end. So it's not compulsory, but it's assumption only. Regarding that, I already discussed in types of magnetic coupling. Please try to, I don't want to make you confused. Please try to refer that video, then you'll be having some clarity. Okay guys. Next, one more thing I told you. Assume dots at the beginning end or ending end of a coils. Suppose if you assume dot at beginning end, so you have to assume dot at the, once again beginning end only, at second coil also. But here, what he has given, he kept dot at beginning end in PQ in primary winding. He kept dot in ending end in the secondary winding. Okay, no problem. Whatever he has given question, please try to follow and tell me answer regarding to that question. So to be frank, as regarding our discussion, your question should be like this. So let me show you exactly question what you might have asked. So see, I told you guys, this one everything is same, but what I am saying is, instead of here back end, I had taken here front end here. Instead of front end here, I had taken back end here. So let us see. This is the example I had taken in our class also. Please let me show you. This one becomes front end, back end. And what about this one? Front end, back end. And as I told you, front end can be taken as the beginning end. Front end can be taken as beginning end. Back end can be taken as ending end. And back end can be taken as ending end. So let us see what is the answer if a question is like this, and what is the answer if question is like this. We'll see two things. So let us see, in your PDF file guys, in your PDF file, question is like this. Okay, question is like this, diagram is like this. I'll tell you answer for this question. Suppose if instead of back end here, front end here, if front end is here, back end is here, at that time what will be the answer also we'll discuss. Okay, let us see. Now very simple, as I told you, yes, here he clearly mentioned that after giving diagram, if you observe, there he has given something, he asked something, the induced EMF ERS in the secondary winding as a function of time will be of the form. So he is asking induced EMF ERS in the secondary winding. So he clearly mentioned it's a secondary winding. If it is secondary winding, what about this winding guys? Primary winding only. So he is asking to draw variation of ERS versus time. On y-axis he has given ERS, x-axis he has given time in seconds. So he has, if you observe, he has given options also A, B, C, D like that only. Okay, among the A, B, C, D options, which one is correct? We have to find out. So first of all, for that, I'm just let me show Lenz law here. Then we'll be having some clarity. See guys, very simple. So first of all, please try to tell me if transformer core is like this. If transformer core is like this, here current, if suppose because of voltage connected source here, current will be in a source. Everybody knows that in a source always current enters at minus terminal, it leaves from plus terminal. That already we discussed. Please try to refer Lenz law video, you will be having some idea. Okay, so source current is coming like this, it is entering like this, back from the back it is leaving. So that it is entering from front end, from back it is leaving. That I cannot show you. Once again it is leaving at front end. So ultimately we can see the direction of current which is entering at the front end like this. It is leaving at back end like this. Okay. So for the direction of current, if current is entering at front end, you have to show right hand thumb rule like this, because here these rapid fingers indicates direction of current. So here left to right you have to show like this only. So from front side current is entering like this, from back side is entering like this, from back side is current is entering like this. Okay, that we cannot see. Okay, so direction of current like this. If you hold, you have to hold your right hand like this. So rapid fingers indicate direction of current. It is entering at front end, we have to show like this. So flux will be upwards. Yes, this is the only thing he has given in the question. So here it is downwards. Our main focus is in this region only, So tell me ultimately in secondary winding, what is the direction of flux pi? It is downwards. Directional flux is downwards. Okay, right, very good. Now because of this flux, let me write it, because of this flux pi, you will get some EMF in the secondary winding. I call that EMF as ERS. Because of that ERS, you will get some current, I will call it as I2. You will get some current I2 if there is load. But in the question he has not given the load. He has not given any load. But let us assume that if load is there, I am just proceeding by assuming some load is here. I am just assuming some load is here. Okay. I am assuming here some load is there and proceeding. Okay. Here load is there. Okay. I think I need some space. That's why I am just going to erase this secondary winding. We conclude that it is secondary winding only. No, there is no need to show once again. So let me remove that. You just take it as a secondary winding because we need some space there. That's why I'm just erasing all those things. Right, guys. Now, so because of this ERS, because of this flux, you'll get some EMF in the secondary winding. I call it as ERS. And because of this ERS, you'll get some current I2. So polarities of ERS or I2 because of ERS is given Lenz law. Anyway, he has given plus and minus. Anyway, he has given polarity. No doubt. Let me check whether the polarity given is correct or not. Okay. So ERS is there and I2 is there. So the polarity of ERS or a polarity of I2 because of ERS is given Lenz law. So what Lenz law will say simply, Lenz law says that because of this I2 current, you will get some flux pi 2. This pi 2 is going to oppose your pi. This pi 2 is going to oppose your pi. Yes or no? Now tell me, guys. So if that is the case, your pi direction is downwards here. So what might be the direction of your pi 2? It should be upwards. It is opposing. It should oppose. So then direction of pi 2 is like this. It is taking path like this. Okay, yeah. Now please tell me. So if I want pi 2 direction upwards in right hand thumb rule, if you see in right hand thumb rule, if you want right hand thumb rule for circular conductor, your rapid fingers indicates direction of current, thumb indicates direction of flux. Suppose if pi 2, if I need pi 2 upwards, this red color arrow mark, if I need pi 2 upwards, tell me where current might have entered. See, if I show thumb upwards, so tell me where current is entering in a core. It is back end or front end? It is entering back end or front end? It is entering back end, no? Back end. It is entering back end, then only flux will be upwards, then only thumb will be upwards. So back end is here, no? So I can take it as back end is here, not here. It's here, back end is here. So back end is here, that's why you should show I2 direction here like this. Try to be careful. So if I want pi 2 upwards, so current might have entered at the back end. So obviously because of I2 only flux will come. So you don't think that because of pi 2 I2 will come. No, it's not like that. So but for making you to understand, I just showed pi 2 first, then correspond to that thumb direction, I am just indicating direction of your rapid fingers. Correspond to the direction of flux, I am indicating direction of current. To be frank, initial current is coming, then only flux will come. Okay, now it is entering at back end, this back end, yes, it is entering at back end, leaving at front end, entering at back end, leaving at front end, 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 leaving, front end, leaving, front end, leaving, front end, leaving, front end, leaving. Yes, it is like this. This is direction of current. But guys, if you observe guys, here something is violated here. What is that? Generally at load, current always flows from plus to minus. If you see here, current is going like this. Regarding our discussion, plus should be here, okay, and minus should be here. Yes sir, no? If you take Lenz law into account, if you don't want to violate Lenz law, so definitely current direction should be like this in this case. So definitely current will flow from plus to minus at load. So that means from plus is here, minus is here. But you may think that sir, y has given plus here, y has given minus here. Okay, it's very simple. Suppose if I take 2 amperes, something I2 example, if I take 2 amperes. So if I take I2 amperes, 2 amperes is going from plus to minus. Suppose if you take this one into account, minus 2 amperes is coming, no? That is simple. Don't give importance for this for this load. You please try to give importance for this Lenz law. Okay, so our Lenz law should not be violated here. So obviously current always flows from plus to minus at load. Here plus is there, minus is there. Okay, so regarding our discussion, it should be plus, it should be minus. So if I take example, if I assume I do 2 amperes, it is going like this. If you take this direction, so minus 2 amperes might have come. Okay, it's not an issue. So please try to see. I'll make this question easy. So please don't confuse. Little bit confusion will be there because question was framed like that. So now please tell me. Now guys, let me ask a simple question. This already discussed in Lenz law guys. If you take this entire thing, if you take this entire secondary winding as a source, if I take this entire secondary winding as a source, like this, source like this, okay. Now tell me where current entering, it is entering here, no? It is entering here. Current is entering here. It is going like this. You know guys, in a source, so always everybody knows that if example, if you take a plus minus like this, generally everybody knows current will be like this. Means what? Current enters at what? Minus terminal. It leaves from phase terminal. It leaves from a plus terminal. Okay. That means wherever current enters, that can be taken as a minus terminal. And wherever current leaves, this can be taken as what? Wherever current leaves, that can be taken plus terminal. Here plus is there. Yes or no? So this voltage, I'll take it as how much voltage? Actually don't just these are the polarities he has given. Plus, minus, these are the polarities he has given. But for us, we are getting minus. You are getting plus here. So let me the voltage ERS. I'll make a voltage as ERS only. But we are getting minus here, plus here. But he has given plus, minus like this. Okay, this voltage is nothing but ERS value. So now tell me, first of all, you calculate from your side ERS value, whatever the value you will get, and after that we'll see. See guys, if it is a minus, if this is a plus for us, we are getting. If this is a minus, and if it is a plus, we are getting. Okay. So now tell me, generally minus ERS is equals to. Suppose actually see if here plus is a minus is there means I'll take ERS simply. But up terminal, here top terminal is minus, bottom terminal is minus plus, no. So here R is minus, S is I can say plus we are getting. So I'll take simply minus ERS equals to. So don't see this, don't confuse by seeing this one. Otherwise I'll do one thing. I'll make you easy. I'll write it as something Z, so that it will be easy for you. Z voltage. Okay, is it okay for you? Z voltage. Okay. So Z equal to, just don't confuse by seeing this minus, all those things. Simply Z equal to, that Z may be minus or whatever. Z equal to, formula in secondary side, minus N2 d pi by dt. Why I am writing this formula guys? Minus is due to Lenz law. Minus is due to what Lenz law. Minus is due to what I can say? Lenz law. That means whatever EMF induced here, okay, that because of that EMF you are getting some current, because of that you are getting some flux. That flux is opposing your previous flux pi. To show that opposition, I am just showing a minus symbol. Is it okay for you? Now guys, if z is minus n to d pi by dt, what about the ERS value? ERS is equals to, I am asking ERS here, plus minus. Whereas for z, here minus is z, plus is z. So simply ERS equals what, man? Minus z. That becomes what? N2 d pi by dt, N2 d pi by dt. So guys, I need to focus this point only. For that only we are doing all those things. So please, if back end is here, front end is here, please don't go for option minus n to d pi by dt2. You should go for option n to d pi by dt2, n to d pi by dt2, n to d pi by dt2. Then you'll get the answer exactly. So generally our habit is taking off minus n to d pi by dt2. That is not correct here. So this is the reason. Okay. So one thing I need to focus. Suppose if you are having some confusion, we are having one more method is there. Generally guys, for secondary EMF ERS, we are having a formula M di by dt. You might have listened to this formula, no? M di by dt, where M is what? Mutual inductance. M is what I can say? Mutual inductance. M is, I can say, mutual inductance between primary winding and secondary winding. This also you might have known. Yes or no? For a positive type of coupling, M will be positive. For a negative type of coupling, M is, I can say, negative. This already discussed in the types of magnetic coupling. Please try to refer that once. So for a positive type of coupling, I can say M will be positive. For a negative type of coupling, M will be negative. Now see here how positive coupling, negative coupling is justified by knowing the direction of, in terms of current. Very simple. Here current is entering a dot here. Current is entering a dot in primary winding. In secondary winding also current is entering a dot. If current enters the dot in both the windings, it is which type of coupling? Positive or negative? Positive type of coupling. Generally in transform we are using negative type of coupling. That is different case. Generally in transform we will be using negative type of coupling. That is different case. But he has given in this question, current is entering at a dot here. Current is entering a dot here. So obviously it is the positive type of coupling only. Positive type of coupling means you should take here what? Minus or plus up. Plus you should take here. Plus only. Plus only should take. Okay. So now tell me, this M means already I told you formula. I don't know how many if you remember. D by di of N2 into pi. So please try to refer statical EMF. There I told you self-induced EMF, mutual induced EMF. So self-inductance, mutual inductance. For mutual inductance I had given formula D by di of N2 into pi. Rate of change of flux linkage in secondary winding due to time varying current flowing in primary winding, where primary winding and secondary winding are magnetic coupled with each other. So please try to refer that video, okay? Into di by dt. Okay. So guys, if I cancel this di here, what it becomes? D by dt of what, ma? N2 into pi. N2 into pi. This is what a formula for ERS in this case. So same only, no? Same or not? Yes. You should use this formula only for this question. If sense of winding is like this, dot is like this, you should use like this. You should use this formula only. Okay guys. Now tell me, now let us find the answer. Sorry guys. What he has gone here? Pi flux, right? 0 to 1 flux in Weber he has given. So what is the value of P equal he has given in the question? 0.12. Very good. 0.12. Okay. So right. So please let me solve now answer to question number 2. Please let me solve question. Let me solve answer to question number 2. Okay. Guys, now this is the formula you have to use. I told you, right? ERS is equals to N2 d pi by dt. Very simple now. It's a very mathematical question only. From now onwards, it's very easy. 0 less than t less than 1 in this region. Tell me d pi by dt value how much? Next. Okay. 1 less than t less than 2 in this region. Tell me what is the value of d pi by dt. Next. 2 less than t less than 2.5 in this region. Tell me what is the value of d pi by dt. Okay. Tell me first of all d pi by dt value. D pi by dt I am asking here in this region. Tell me, ma. You can take points like this: 0, 0, 1, 0.12, x1, y1, x2, y2, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. That's it. 0.12 minus y1, 0 by x2, 1 minus x1, 0. So this is the value of 0.12 is the value. So tell me ERS value. N2, number of so much here, in second is 200. 200 into d by dt 0.12. How much value you are getting? 24 volts you will get. 24 volts you will get. 1 less than t less than 2, it's a constant slope. D by dt value how much? If there is constant slope, d by dt value 0 here. ERS value becomes 0, that's it. Now what about 2 less than t less than t 2.5? So what about this point 2 comma 0.12 is the point here, and what about this one 2.5 comma 0 is the point here. So if we are going like this becomes x1 y1 now, this becomes x2 to y2 now. Now tell me y2 minus y1 x2 minus x1. y2 minus 1, 0 minus 0 minus 0.12 by x2 minus x1, 2.5 minus 2. So what of this value? Minus 0.12 by 0.5. You get something minus 0.24. You please try to do calculation from your side. Okay. Right. Now what about ERS value? N2 200, d by dt minus 0.24. So what is the value? Minus 48 volts. Minus 48 volts. Minus 48 volts. Okay. So your answer should be like this, should be like this. If you write ERS value 0, 1, 2, 2.5, if you take from 0 to, let's say, plus 24 volts, plus 24 volts. Okay, yeah. 1 to 2, you can say 0 value, 2 to 2.5 minus 48 volts. 2 to 2.5 minus 48 volts. Minus 48 volts. Okay. So now tell me, this is time in seconds. Time in seconds. So tell me, which option contains this I can say this graph. Okay. So 0 to 1 it should be, 0 to 1 it should be what? Plus 24. Next 1 to 2, 0. 2 to 2.5 minus 48. So please tell me what is the right option? I think option A is the right answer. Okay, right? Option A is the right answer. So you can go for option A. I'll write here somewhere. Option A is the right answer. Option A is the right answer. Please note on this. I think for this question, so many people are having this doubt. Sir, actually, if you take this current direction, so current is going like this. Current is going like this. At load, current always has to enter at a plus. It has to leave at minus. No, sir. So regarding our discussion, plus should be here, minus should be here. But he is saying that plus is here, minus here. What is that? Simple. Suppose if you take a red color into account, example 2 amps is going like this. Maybe minus 2 amps like coming like this. Okay. It's not, it is not our important thing. So please give importance for this. What I am saying. Please give importance for Lenz law in electrical machine subject. Okay. So your answer should be option A. Right, guys. Okay. Right. Now suppose instead of given like this sensor winding, suppose if he gives sensor winding like this, here there is no problem. Everybody is convenient with this figure. If a question is asked like this in this manner, suppose here it is front end and it is back end, that is everything is fine, because as you know it's front end, back end, front end, back end. Front end taken as beginning end, back end taken as ending end, front end taken as beginning end, back end taken as ending end, and we will assume dot at beginning end. Yes, beginning end is here, dot, beginning end is dot here only. Everything is verified here. So suppose if this is the question, if he is asked a question like this. Now let me solve question to this one. So please be fast. I already told you current entering here, leaving your back side, entering at front side, leaving at back side, entering at front side, leaving at back side. So this is the direction of current. So flux will be upwards here by using right hand thumb rule, which I already discussed. So now here it is direction of flux downwards at the secondary winding. So it's downwards here. As I told you, because of this flux in the secondary winding, some ERS will be induced here. Because of the ERS, I told you some if there is if there is load, here load also not given. That is also one problem. In this question, you might have given some load, but load also not given. We are assuming load connected and we are continuing. Okay, right. So because of this ERS, you'll get some current I2. Because of that current, you'll get some flux pi2. That pi2 will oppose the previous flux. Okay. Now please tell me. So that means what? Your pi is downwards here. Pi2 should be upwards. It should oppose your previous flux pi2. Pi2 should oppose previous flux. This is what I can say pi2. Okay, yeah. Now tell me once again, if I want pi2, this red color upwards means if you want direction of pi2 upwards, thumb beating a direction of flux in right hand thumb rule, once again your current might have entered at the back end. But here back end is here. In place of previous question, back end is here. Now back end is here. So this is what I can say I2. Current is entering at back end, leaving at front 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 end. Yes, this direction of current I2. As I told you, yes, it is current is always coming from plus to minus at load. That is also verified here. No problem. Okay, guys. And as I told you, one more thing I told you. Suppose if I take this secondary winding as a source, if I take this secondary winding as a source now, if I take secondary winding as a source now, I already told you wherever current enters, that can be taken as a what ma? That can be taken as minus terminal. See, current is entering here. This is what I can say I2 is entering here, leaving here. Okay, yeah, direction of I2. So here entering no minus, here leaving no plus. This is the value of your E2. So simple. Plus is here, minus is here. He also given plus only here, minus only here. Suppose if you assume this voltage plus, minus, z, something z like that. What is the formula for z? N2 minus N2 minus N2 d pi by dt. Why? Because of this flux you are getting a EMF, no Z or I can say ERS, whatever. Okay, so that ERS is opposing your pi. Not ERS, because of this ERS you will get some current I2. Because of that current I2 you will get some flux pi2. That pi2 will oppose your flux pi. To show that opposition we are showing this minus symbol. That's it. Now please, this plus minus, and here also I can say plus minus. So therefore ERS is equals to plus Z only. It's not minus Z. Previous I wrote ERS equals to minus Z. Why means here plus minus, but here get minus plus. So here equals to minus Z here, but here ERS equals to plus Z only, is equal to formula minus N2 d pi by dt. Now tell me answer. 0 less than t less than 1. So ERS value formula minus N2 d pi by dt. What is the value of N2? Minus 200. D pi by dt already we calculated as how much here? D pi by dt I am asking 24 from 0 to 0 less than t less than 1 in this region. We got d pi by dt as 0.12 ma 0.12 we got here. So we'll get ERS value how much? Minus 24. Be careful, we get d pi by dt value will get 0.12, ERS value will get minus 24 volts, and 1 less than t less than 2. In this region ERS equals to what? 0. Simple, because d by dt is 0. Next 2 less than t less than 2.5 in this region, guys. ERS is equals to what is the value? Minus N2. So I told the formula this one. Minus N2 means what is the value? 200 d by dt. Already we calculate d by dt as minus 0.24. Minus 0.24. It becomes how much? Plus 48 volts. Plus 48 volts. So you'll get option. So ERS versus time, if you draw time in seconds, if you draw, so if you take interval 0 1, okay, 1 0 1, and what is the interval here again? 0 1 2 2.5, 0 1 2 2.5. So from 0 to 1 it is a minus 24 volts, minus 24 volts, minus 24 volts. 1 to 2 0 value, 2 to 2.5 it's a plus 48 volts, plus 48 volts. So at that time you'll get option if you see minus 24 0 plus 48 means you are getting option B. At that time option B will be the right option. Be careful. For the sensor winding, option B. for the sensor wiring? Option A. Okay, so please try to note down, try to press pause button and just try to note down all those things. And let me go for third question. I told you please refer, try to refer notes clearly, then come and solve questions. Okay, without covering concept it is not possible to solve problems. Okay, so only one or two problems only it will be difficult. So if you see coming if you see, I'll be solving so many questions, so many previous gate questions. So some questions only will be like this. Let us see. But I request you, once again I request you, please try to watch previous lectures and just made notes, just try to make notes and try to revise that notes clearly, then you can start doing problems. It will be good for you. Okay, now let me solve question number 3 in your PDF file. I request all of you, please try to see question number 3, not question number 5, it's question number 3. I request all of you, please try to refer question number 3 in your PDF file. Question number 3 in your PDF file. So guys, what he is saying, figure shows an ideal single phase transformer. It's very simple. Ideal transformer means, I already told you, magnetizing current required is 0. Without drawing any current, transformer core will be magnetized. This is already explained in ideal transformer. Okay, and for ideal transformer, core loss will be 0. IW is used to represent core losses. I can take IW also equal to 0. So if IB is 0, IW is 0, I0 is a vector sum of IB and IW, I0 also will be 0. Very good. So ideal means, please remember guys, in your solving any previous gate questions or ESA questions or any PSA questions, ideal if he is saying, please try to keep blindly I0 value 0, that's it. I0 0, IW 0, IME 0. Okay. Now, figure shows an ideal single phase transformer. The primary and secondary coils are wound on the core as shown. Okay, he has given the figure like this. So it's nothing but primary winding which is connected to the source having number of turns N1, secondary winding which is connected to the load, pure ratio load, and having a number of turns N2 like this. He mentioned E2 here voltage and E1 he mentioned voltage here. He mentioned I1 current here, I2 current here. It's a core flux pipe. Okay. Now, so he has given turns ratio. Guys, he has given, I already told you in EMF equation of a transformer, turns ratio means what? Primary turns by secondary turns, N1 by N2. N1 by N2, don't confuse. Transformation ratio means N2 by N1. Turns ratio means what ma? N1 by N2. So if he has not given also, by seeing that word turns ratio, you should be able to confirm that it has given N1 by N2. But anyway, in the question he has given, turns ratio he has given N1 by N2, he has given 2. Suppose if he is not mentioning N1 by N2 also, you should take it as N1 by N2 only. Turns ratio means N1 by N2, transformation ratio means N2 by N1. Okay. He has given N1 by N2 value how much more? 2. That means what guys? N1 greater than N2. And if EMF is the right proportional number of turns. If N1 greater than N2, E1 will be greater than E2 only. And transformer is a constant power device. EMF and current is inverse relation with each other. EMF and current are inverse relation with each other. If E1 is more, I1 will be less than I2. E1 is more than E2, I1 less than I2. That's it. Now what he has given in the question? Yes. The correct phasors of voltages E1, E2, currents I1, I2 and core flux pi are as shown in the figure. Okay, he has given options. So as shown in the options he has given option A, option B, option C, option D he has given. Okay. So guys, do one thing. First of all, let me do some modifications for this question. I am not changing direction of all this. Simply I am just saying. So can you please tell me, what about this E1 indication, ma? Can you please tell me, is it E1 is a primary voltage or a primary induced EMF? Any idea? This E1 is source voltage or a primary induced EMF? We are having some confusion, right? So let us assume that. Let me take source voltage as though he has not giving a nomenclature. Source is there, but he has not kept. He did not keep one name for that. Let me keep V1 is a voltage source. Let us assume that voltage source name I had kept V1, and I will take this E1 as a primary induced EMF. In my assumption, in my discussion now, I am just taking V1 as supply voltage. I will take E1 as a primary induced EMF. N1 turns as usual, N2 secondary turns as usual, and this E2 I will take it as a second induced EMF, and here load voltage I will take it as a V2. I will take load voltage as a V2. I will take load voltage as a V2. Is it okay? Is it okay? Now guys, since it is ideal transformer, you know that if it is for ideal transformer, you know that it's very simple. In primary side, V1 bar equals to what ma? Minus E1 bar. That you have to understand. Okay, yeah. In secondary side, E2 bar equals to what? V2 bar. This I already explained. Please try to refer previous lectures. Okay. V1 bar equals to minus E1 bar. E2 bar equals to V2 bar. Now let me draw vector diagram and let me check whether the vector diagram what we got is in your options or not. Okay. Already we explained vector diagrams. I request all of you refer that vector diagram topic, then come and solve this question. It will be easy for you. So let me take voltage source V1 as reference. So I told you after connecting voltage is V1, after 90 degrees, I-mu will come into picture. I-mu is quadrates with V1, no? I-mu lags V1 by 90 degrees. This already explained vector diagram. So I-mu lags V1 by 90 degrees, but in the question, if you observe clearly, is said that it is ideal transformer. So where I-mu is 0, therefore there is no need to show I-mu, but I-mu is in phase with the flux, so that everybody knows that I-mu and flux will be in phase. V1 and I-mu is, what is the angle between V1 and I-mu? 90 degrees, that everybody knows that. And what is the angle between I-mu and the flux ma? It's a 0 degrees, right? So this can be taken as pi. Okay, yeah. Now according to Lenz's law, you know that E1 lags flux by how much angle? 90 degrees. Okay. And E2 lags flux by how much angle? 90 degrees once again. Okay. Yeah. Now please tell me, let me draw here E1 vector lags pi by 90 degrees. You please try to be very careful. E1 is greater than E2. E1 is greater than E2. If E1 is here, E2 should be here. E2 also lags flux by 90 degrees only, but magnitude of E1 is greater than E2, no? So let me show E1 value more, E2 value less. And I told you guys, if it is E1, what about this vector? Minus E1, no? If it is E1, what about this vector? Minus E1. And if it is E2, what about E2 equal to V2? I already told you. E2 equal to V2, I already told here. Okay, yeah. Now there is no need to show IW in phase with V1 because IW is 0. Okay, so simply now let me focus on load. Your load current I2, okay, is in phase with V2. Yes or no? What's the reason? It's a pure resistor load, no? For a pure resistor load current will be in phase with load voltage. So simple, I can say I2 will be in phase with what? I2 will be in phase with the V2. Simple like this. Now if I refer I2 towards primary, it becomes what ma? I2 dash. Okay, I2 dash. Let me refer I2 towards primary, it becomes I2 dash. Guys, try to understand one thing. We know I1 bar equals to I0 bar plus I2 dash bar. This already we know. If I0 is neglected here because it's ideal transformer, in place I2 dash, what I can write? I1. This is what I can say, I2 dash, or I can say I1. This is only I1 and this is only I2 dash. Okay guys. Now please try to see your options. Do you have any correct options? Do you have any options containing this vector diagram? If you see among A, B, C, D, there is no option which contains exactly this this vector diagram. That means you please at least try to go for option which is very nearer to this vector diagram. At least it is very nearer to this I can say vector diagram. Okay guys. Okay. So please try to see option D. In option D, if you observe guys, he said that in option D, if you observe clearly, yes, pi is there here, E2 lags pi by 90 degrees. This statement was justified in option D also. Okay, very good. And if you see option number D, E2 and I2 are parallel. That means E2 and I2 they are in phase. See, E2 and I2 are in phase. Okay, yeah. Next, if you see I1 and I2, they are out of phase. I1 is here, I2 is here, they are out of phase. That too, I1 magnitude is less, I2 magnitude is more. If you see that he has clearly shown. Okay, I1 magnitude is less, I2 is more. This is also satisfied. And tell me which one is missed here. The thing is, the main problem is here. So option D will be correct if you take this E1 as voltage source. If you take this E1 as voltage source, then you will get option D. That means whatever he has given this E1, you please, if you consider this E1 as a voltage source, at that time here you should write E1, you should write here E1, and here I won't show this E1. So this E1 is considered as what ma? Considered as voltage source. So I can say that yes, is considered voltage source. Now we can check. So option D is the correct. Option D is correct for this question by considering your E1 as a voltage source. Option D is correct. Okay. Don't confuse by seeing some other options. If you see some institutes, they will be giving some other options. Don't confuse, because if you see PS Bhimrao textbook, so always reference for us is textbooks, not institute materials. Okay. If you see PS Bhimrao textbooks, backside he has given clearly option D is the right option for the for this question. Okay. So please, option D is right answer by considering E1 as voltage source. Okay. Is it clear, everybody? Please note down. In the next video, we will be proceeding this previous gate problems only. Okay. So please, in next video we will be proceeding. Please, I request all of you once again, please try to study notes and come and solve gate problems. It will be easy for you. Don't watch, I can say, it's a gate previous gate questions, previous gate problems without studying the notes. Okay. You have to study the notes clearly. Then if you come and solve previous gate questions, it will be easy for you. This is the reason why I delayed, for my previous videos. In this video, if you see this video, I took some time. The reason very simple. In the meanwhile, you can study the lectures whatever I had given. If you study those lectures, then it will be very good for you to follow previous gate problems. Okay, guys. Thank you. In the next session, we will be proceeding once again previous gate problems. Okay. Thank you.